Alright, so I'm learning some lessons. This is my third attempt to start the video because I did it before I started the car, and so the Bluetooth, the question that asked me if I wanted to be able to connect to the Bluetooth came on, and then my Android Auto, yes I have an Android Auto came on, so that cut it off. So take 3. And what, bro? Alright, so I'm heading out once again to the gym. So I'm a part of this weight loss challenge, and my weight is, I mean, it's not really a sensitive subject to me or nothing like that, like, but it's something that it seemed like it's always, like, it's a constant goal ever since maybe like in my 20s, you know. It's been a constant goal of mine, like, as far as, you know, losing weight or whatever, and never been gaining weight, always losing weight. And so this weight loss challenge is with a group that I'm a part of on Facebook called Fab Wives. If you are married and you're looking for a group to join on Facebook, Fab Wives is bomb. They're like they're super supportive, and it's just always like to enhance and grow your marriage. It's never like petty or messy or anything like that. That's why I love it. But yeah, they're dope. But anyhow, oh shit. Let me get my headphones charging. Nothing like your headphones down in the middle of a workout to bring you down. Hold on. Alright, here we go. Alright, so yeah, Fab Wives is bomb, and every year, as this is only the second year, but I'm pretty sure they're gonna do it every year, but every year they do like a fitness challenge, and you have to buy in to be able to do it. So it's like $20. Ooh, hawk flew right above my car. It's a big bird. I get so distracted, man. Like, I think this is how my thoughts be too. Like, and then I might just keep going. Like, I don't like big birds, because I don't. And then I'll be like thinking about something completely different. Anyhow, I'm gonna try to get this whole weight thing like together. So yeah, so they're bomb, and they do this weight loss thing. This is my second time doing it, and last year I didn't do so well. Last year, I don't even know what happened. I don't know if I just lost motivation or what, but I just remember at one point just kind of being not motivated because I was seeing people lose weight mad quick, and I wasn't. But, and also, like, I remember feeling guilty because I wasn't eating like they was eating too. So I know I didn't have the motivation. I definitely know I didn't have the discipline last year. But this year I'm killing it, you know. I lost 10 pounds so far. It's only 15th of January, so you know, a little bit over 2 weeks, 10 pounds. It's pretty dang on good. But yeah, man, my weight yo-yos so much, and I don't think I'm ever like shaming or nothing like that. Like, I don't think I ever do that to myself. Well, no, that's not true. Like, I do, but it's not like a consistent thought. Like, it's not like that's what I think of myself, you know. And I do think for me, sometimes that shame kind of motivates me. And I don't think, like I said, I don't think I live there. I think it's like trash talking myself in order to get myself to kind of work towards the goal. But yeah, so I'm doing a challenge and I'm doing pretty good with it. And I think it's things like this that kind of keep me motivated. Oh, and especially if I can win money at the end of it. Like, definitely, yes. So the pot is like $500 if you win. So, you know, pay 20, get 500. Oh, well, I'll work for that. So hopefully I win. But I don't know. I mean, it's in another thing that kind of makes it difficult is because you're up against, like, you know, different women of all different, like, shapes and sizes, and it might be easier for, you know, somebody that's 250 to lose 50 than it is for me to lose, you know, I think I got on to lose 10. Clearly I'm gonna lose more than that. But yeah, whatever. It'll be what it'll be, but nonetheless, whether I win or lose the challenge, I mean, I'm gonna come out losing. Hopefully I come out losing 20 pounds. Wouldn't that be something? But at least 15, at a minimum 15. If I got 2 more weeks, I'm sure I can knock out another 5. But I mean, at the end of the challenge, if I lost 15 pounds, I won in some sense. So that's that. But as far as like me and my weight goes, I've always kind of had, I can't say always, and I never had a body image issue until high school, and it wasn't something that like I looked in the mirror and discovered. It was something that everybody else kind of pointed out for me that I didn't know, probably wouldn't have cared about. For all of you wonderful high school friends of mine that that always made mention of it, it's just being muscular. And back then it was cocky, like everybody would say it, like, and I didn't even know what the shit was, man. And I remember the first time I heard it, I was walking with my boyfriend my sophomore year, and I just started, I transferred in the middle of my freshman year, so I didn't do any sports freshman year. So sophomore year, I remember walking with him, and I don't know what I had on, but people were like, dang, you so cocky. And I didn't even know, like, I had to figure out what that was. And what they were saying is like, I'm super muscular, and I am super muscular. It's not like they were lying, but like, dang, bro, like, I had to point it out so much. So then it became something that I was self-conscious about, because even he was my boyfriend later in life, but he was my friend at the time, like one of my best friends too. And he was dropping me off at home after a practice, and he was like, it was somebody that just got raped in my neighborhood, and like, I kind of made it a point, like ain't nobody gonna walk with me like to my door, or like, can he wait until I go in the house? Or it was something that, like, I was legit concerned about the rapist in the neighborhood, and he kind of like laughed, like, and the point he made, I don't remember the words he said, but the point he made was like, as if somebody could force you to do anything, kind of like, cause you're so strong, like, kind of thing. And it was like, I was like a 16-year-old girl, you know, like I wouldn't swole like that, you know, like I was but, and that made me feel so bad. Like, I've never told him that, but that made me feel so bad. And then in a little sense, like, y'all don't even really care about me, but also that like I guess it made me feel like I would never be treated like a lady, I guess. You know, like, I don't know. Like, it kind of hurt me a little bit. And I know he wasn't meaning to be hurtful. Like, everybody in the car was laughing, and I even kind of, you know, and he definitely meant it as a joke. And plus, he was 16 too. You know, you can't expect him to be so mature to think about how things were gonna have a lasting effect on me and stuff like that. But yeah, it's always been like a thing, and I was always like leery when working out, like I didn't want to work out certain muscle groups because I didn't want them to be bigger. Because even when I'm completely out of shape, like even when I'm like grossly overweight, like I've weighed as high as 197 or something like that at one point, which is the heaviest I ever been, but I was still muscular. Like the thing is, like I was 197 and you could tell that I put on some weight, but nobody would have known that I weighed that much, just because my fat distributes evenly, like, you know, across my legs, arms, abs, back, like, so it don't look like, it don't come out like boom, I guess to say. So I don't think people really knew, but I did. And even in those times, like I was still able to do like stuff. Like it didn't even really hinder me. Like I was still strong. I could still do push-ups. Like you know, it wasn't that bad. And I like right now I weigh 171, so I'm 20 pounds lighter than I was then. And I don't feel like, you know, like, oh, you know, those are the times where I couldn't walk upstairs and stuff like that. Anyway, anyhow, it's just kind of like it never really affects me tremendously to be out of shape, because I'm always like muscular. Like it just didn't go away. I don't even know where I kind of got off on that, but so now I'm lifting. Since December I've been lifting, and I'm really starting to enjoy it. My niece did it for a while, and I was like, you know, and maybe if she hadn't done it, I wouldn't be doing it today. But she's built just like me. She's like built just like me. And so she was doing it for a while. I don't know if she's still doing it or not, but yeah. And it is kind of, I think it's good. Like I burn mad calories, and I mean it's only been like a month and a half, so it's not like I can expect to like be ripped anyway, but I don't really see no changes like that. Like I've lost weight, but you know my traps ain't bulging or nothing like that, or my triceps don't pop out my shirt every time I reach for something or nothing like that. And that's kind of like what I envision. Like I was always scared of this because I was envisioning that because I'm muscular anyway. Like I have biceps that stay no matter if I do push-ups or not. That if I start lifting weights, then I would just instantly get ripped, and that's not what has happened. And I actually enjoy it, and because I am naturally muscular and strong, I'm good at it, and so that's kind of like that's reinforcing too, like to be good at something and then getting the results that you want and not what you're afraid of. So my husband said he thinks I'm gonna be addicted to the gym. It could happen. I mean, it wouldn't be a bad addiction. But yeah, so that's that. And I'm down to my last weigh-in yesterday was 172.8. So I'm almost out of the 70s. When I started the challenge, I was at 181. So I haven't quite lost 10 pounds, but 9 pounds. But I want to get, my goal weight is 156. Because that's when like I was doing my PT test, running my fastest time, and like kind of not being fazed by it, and I remember just kind of feeling good around that time, like I can do anything. And so I kind of want that to be my goal sustaining weight, and then I want to lose a little bit more than that. So maybe even get down to like 140. Oh, Jesus. Lord help me. That's 30 pounds from where I am now. But if I got down to 140, I think that will definitely be the most fit that I've ever been. Because I joined the Army, I was more than 140 and I was 18. So definitely would be the most fit I ever been. But I wasn't even worried about being fit then. Like, I was slim, but I wasn't like trim. That would be the most fit that I've ever been, but I just don't know that. What am I saying? No, it's not that I don't know nothing. It'll be the most fit that I've ever been. Oh, that's what it is. I don't know, but I don't know that that's a weight. You know, that'll be like I have to eat chicken breast and broccoli for the rest of my life in order to sustain that. And I love food, so I already know that ain't the life I'm gonna live. But if I can get around 156, and make that, like, we'll go down to that, but make 156 my current sustaining weight, I don't mind working out hard. You know, I don't mind sweating. I don't mind working, and so I think that's a weight that I can sustain, being able to, you know, still be a foodie and eat dang Shima Brazilian steakhouse, which is delicious, and and you know, be able to burn off enough to sustain a weight like that. I think 140 would be like I'm trying to compete with. But I don't feel like I have an image issue. And I kind of like argue that whole thought process of like love yourself how you are, and it's like I don't know, because if you're like 300 pounds, like it's okay to love your character, but you might want to change that shit, because I don't see no 300 pound 70-year-old women. You know what I mean? Like I don't see them. I mean, maybe they exist and maybe they stuck in the house because they can't fucking walk. Because I mean, not trying to like shame people for having gotten big, but that shouldn't be where you want to stay, in my opinion. Like, in my opinion, that's unhealthy. You know what I mean? Like, that's unhealthy. It's like, that's like saying, like, oh, as a smoker, you need to love who you are because you're a smoker. No, that shit is bad for you. Like, you should stop. And that's kind of how I feel about being like grossly overweight like that. Like that shit is not okay. Like if you can't breathe, bro, like you can't breathe though, like no, you need to fix that. You know, like I don't see how that's shaming somebody. No, those are facts. Like, you need to be able to breathe to live. Like, you shouldn't put your heart through that. Like, you know, like that. And I guess maybe the part where people feel shamed is like, maybe if people are just focusing on the image of it, I guess, to say, maybe that's where the problem lies. But nah, like, nah, that's not, in my opinion, that's not somewhere you should want to be. Like, so nah, yeah. So for me, like, when I start getting like unhealthy big, you know, like when I start to feel it in other places, like, I mean, besides just not being able to fit my clothes, but, you know, not being able to complete a whole workout, you know, when the exercise is damn jumping jacks and I'm like waiting, like, please let them stop counting, then, like, I don't know, that's when I start seeing, like, all right, apparently I need to be better in order to get this done. But yeah, I do understand what people getting at, like, just kind of love yourself, but I do think that's a part of loving yourself. Like, I love myself enough to take care of myself, you know what I mean? Like, I love myself, I want to live, damn it, you know, like, I love myself and I love my family enough that, you know, I got 2 great nieces, and I don't know if I'll ever have kids, but I have 2 great nieces that I want to see. I don't have 2 great nieces. I have 1 great niece that I want to see grow up. And, you know, I just want to live, bro. So I think that's loving myself. I think that's, I can't say more than other people, because, you know, if they don't have that perspective, then they can't prioritize it the way that I have. But I do see that, and I've talked to Ken about that. You know, like my husband has put on some weight and lost some weight and stuff like that, and he struggles in that way too. And I tell him all the time, like, and not to shame him either, but it's like, we can't do this. Like, not he and I, but like the whole getting big thing, like, that's not something I'll be okay with, because, like, if we are to have kids, you know, like, I want to be here for them. Like, I want to be old. Like, I want them to see me get old, and I want to know my grandkids. And when I have kids, I don't want to be frustrated with their energy because I don't have none. Like, you know, like, I want to be able to play with my kids. I don't want them to be getting on my nerves and want them to sit down somewhere, you know, because I can't keep up with them, so they need to sit their ass down. No, like, I want to be able to be engaged. And my mom playing volleyball with me, I remember that was like, my mom, you know, she worked so much, we didn't have a whole lot of moments where it was like intimate, or I don't want to say meaningful, but kind of like, I didn't have a whole lot of connection with her in those ways. And so I remember family events, and stuff like that, like playing volleyball with her. It was so, like, volleyball is like my favorite sport to do, like, just for the fun of it, you know. And like that, I don't know, that was meaningful for me. And it wasn't like, oh, only when I was little. Like, when I remember coming home from the army for something was going on at my sister's house, and they put a volleyball net on the side of the house, and my mom was playing, like, then, you know. And that's like, I want to be able to do stuff like that with my kids. Like, if my kids, I don't know, shit, but you get my point. Like, Ken and I have had the conversation, like I don't want to be parents that we got to stay in the house because I don't have the energy to do nothing. Like, just period. I definitely don't want to be the parent sending my kid to do everything because I don't have energy to do nothing. You know, go upstairs, do this, do that. You know, like, I want to be able to move, and I want to be able to stay with it. And I see these 90-year-old people, they might not be 90, but I see some old ass people out here running. You know what I mean? The fact of the matter is, I don't see old fat people, period, at all. And because I don't see them, it's either one or two things. Either I feel like they're in the house because they can't, you know, they're not mobile, or they're not alive. Facts. Like, maybe not facts, but facts of my mind. And that's the way I see it. And it's not a thing to be shameful for. It's just like, this shouldn't be something that should be like, oh, don't think about this. No, bro, you need to do something about it so you can live. Then in my opinion, you're saying that you love yourself because you want to live, and you want to live to where it's not damn uncomfortable for you to get out the car. Because I've literally seen people, like, tired from getting from a sitting position to a standing position. That's not cool. Like, ain't shit cool about that. Nothing. So, and then, like, you have joint pains and all that sort of stuff. Like, nah, I don't see how that's self-love. I don't see how it is. I'm gonna leave that where it is. But so yeah, so that's kind of what I do. Like, I recently, this past summer, I think, I like cropped a picture. I found like a body type that was similar to mine, like super muscular girl, and she was fit. And I cropped the picture and I put it on my mirror, and I transposed my face over her face, so it looks like it's me. And that's been definitely motivation. And I think I don't know if I'll be able to get so tech savvy with this video stuff that I'll be able to put a picture over it. Maybe I'll be able to put something in the comments or something. But that picture was like, that picture motivates me though. And it took a little bit for me to be able to do it. I mean, a little bit of thought for me to be able to do it. And I forget what I was listening to. I'm pretty sure it's like some kind of motivational video, maybe Tony Robbins or something, that was kind of saying you need to be able to see yourself in that position, like envision yourself in that position. And I've never, like I said, I've never really been like trim and super fit. So like not intentionally, you know. And so so I had to go find a picture of a girl with a body type like mine. And that's the part where it's like I have to be realistic, because I'm never going to be skinny. That's not a goal of mine. That I don't get jealous over skinny people or nothing like that, because that would never be me. I have a wide back that is not going nowhere. That thing that can you see it? I don't know if you can see it, but that wide back ain't going nowhere. I can't sweat that out. So, you know, I think I would look ridiculous if I made an attempt to get skinny, because I would have a wide back and a slim waist, and I don't really like that look for me. So I found a girl whose body type was like mine, who, you know, was a wider girl, but she was just super fit, and she had mad muscles. You know, her thighs were not skinny, their mugs were not skinny, but they look good. And I was like, I can do this. Like I can. That's if I were to get super fit, that would be my reality. And I was like, okay, well that's it. Like, you know, I couldn't pick out damn Tyra Banks, you know, when she was younger, but that could never be me. So I think just one thing, and just kind of making sure that you're realistic with your goals, and for me, being realistic with my goals and being realistic with what I can achieve, with what's possible for me, and accepting that, you know, and not making myself feel bad because I can't be, you know, I will never look good in certain types of dresses to me, just because of my body type, and just kind of like, and I don't feel bad about that. It's just the reality. Like, certain dresses just gonna fit ill because the sleeves gonna be super tight, because they're not made for women with biceps, you know. Like, that's just my reality. And I do get on myself, like, if it's too much fat over these muscles, then I do get on myself about it, because it's like how did you do this? Like, how did you let yourself get to this point? Like, no, you need to work. Quit being lazy. Or if I ate too damn much, you need to stop eating so fucking much. Seriously, I talk to myself like that. And if I go overboard, because man, I'm telling you, I like food, and that's usually where my struggle comes. And it's like, you know, did you seriously need to eat the whole pack of those and stuff like that? So yeah, I eat like I was a dang like I was neglected or something. See, sometimes seriously, if I buy like a bag of chocolates, I will eat a bag of chocolates. You know, it's like it's a struggle for me to have something and only eat a little bit of it and put it away. It's like my biggest thing with eating. My plate is always clean when I'm done eating. So those are just things that that I kind of get on myself about, you know. And like, in a way, it is, I mean, if you want to see it that way, it's shaming, because it is, to a sense. But I do think that, you know, just in some ways, in some way, shame is effective. You know, just like if somebody was cheating on their spouse, you know, you typically shame them. Like, you know, that's messed up. You know, that's what you do to get people to realize that what they're doing is not the right thing to do. So that's what I do to myself. You know, like you're not doing this right. You know, you're not living the way you're supposed to live when you do stuff like that. But I do think that now I'm like now and especially at the beginning of the year, I was just at a point where I wasn't comfortable with myself. You know, like you know, my clothes weren't fitting, and it was like I had to like always hold myself in a certain way in order to feel comfortable, or I don't know, like I don't know. I just wasn't satisfied with the way things were, and it's kind of like, well, yeah, I guess I had to make a decision on what thought process am I gonna take. Like, oh, I'm getting older, so I need to accept this, or I'm gonna do something about it in order for me to be at a place where I'm content. And I chose the latter. And while I want to get to the super fit state now, this is not the first time where I've been like super motivated and working out. It's sustaining this motivation over time that's been the struggle. I've lost 20 pounds before. I've lost 20 pounds a few times. But it's really just getting to a point where I can sustain this motivation and keep this perspective that that kind of gets me. The last time I lost a bunch of weight was when no, that wasn't the last time. One time I lost a bunch of weight, and then I got pregnant, and then I lost the baby, and I just like fuck everything after that, you know. It was I was in a bad place. I wasn't all the way in a bad place, but some parts of me were, and then I wasn't caring much about that then, and I did gain a lot of weight after that. And then the summer when I was an intern, I lost a lot of weight too, and I was walking a lot, and that was good because it was like therapeutic and good for weight loss. And I lost a bunch of weight. I got down into to low 60s then. So mind you, if I'm 172 now, that's 10 pounds lighter than I am today. And that, I think that was the point where I was in the 90s, and it was just kind of like, yeah, I think the motivation was, did I not pass my tape test, or it was, I can't remember what it was, but it was like, yeah, you need to get your life together, girl. It was something that kind of slapped me in my face. And then I lost all that weight, and then I think, I don't think it was any like significant event that made me kind of give up. I think probably just starting to go to work, like regular work, and not having as much time as I had as an intern, working full time, kind of forced me to get out of my schedule, I guess to say. Because when I was interning with a job that I have now, which I say is time demanding, but as an intern it's not, because as an intern I was only learning the therapy side of it. You know, I wasn't having to do all of the admin stuff, and as a therapist on the team that I'm on, I'm also a supervisor of the non-clinical staff that's on my team. So So yeah, there's a whole nother, set of responsibilities that I didn't have as an intern. So as an intern, I would go out to appointments, and that was it. I didn't have no notes to do or nothing like that. I would go out to these appointments, say what I had to say, and I would record it because I would have to play it in my supervision sessions. But that was it. I was just recording stuff and going about my merry way. So our kids go to school, so it was kind of like I would have all day. My workouts could be 2 hours. Or when I was going to the grocery store, I was walking to the grocery store, which was, a 30-minute walk one way. So I would walk to the grocery store and get stuff for dinner because it was a trail that led straight to the grocery store from our house. And then, well, not straight to the grocery store, but eventually to the grocery store. And then, so I was doing stuff like that, like implementing stuff like that in a day because I had time to do it. Like, I don't have time today to take a 30-minute walk or an hour walk to the grocery store and then get groceries because I'm gonna have to take a shower after that. So, trip to the grocery store to get, onions takes 2 hours. Like, I don't have time to do that anymore. So that kind of changed those habits. But instead of finding what I could do, I just stopped doing, and then I gained the weight back. So I yo-yo. Like, I yo-yo all day long. And 20 pounds ain't nothing. It comes, and it goes pretty quickly too. So that's I don't know if that's a body I know it is a body type thing for being muscular, that I can drop 20 pounds like it ain't nobody's business. I think it's once I feel fit, it's hard for me to just keep going. It's hard for me to keep going hard once I start feeling like a little bit satisfied with myself. But yeah, but I feel good about what I'm doing, and I definitely want to keep pushing myself. I just hope that I continue to find the motivation to do it. I'm 15 minutes past the point where I'm supposed to be in the gym, so I'm gonna go ahead and get on it. But at the end of the day, there's things that I don't love about myself. There's a lot of things that I don't love about myself, and a lot of them are things that I'm constantly working on, like, and I do think that's important. I do think that's important, to be able to reflect like that, and to be able to recognize the things that you feel are not up to par in your own self. Like, I do feel like that's important, and I don't feel like that's shaming or anything like that. Like, there's certain parts of my character and my physical appearance. Now, I don't beat myself up like, oh, look at my ears stick out, and because they stick out. I mean, not I don't know, some people might be like, oh, my ears stick out more than that or whatever, but nonetheless, my ears stick out, or my face breaks out and stuff like that. But those are not things that I beat myself up on. Like, my ears stick out, so I don't cut my hair short, and I usually wear my hair down, and it kind of covers my ears a little bit, whatever. And that's the way I make myself feel better about my ears stick out. I don't just like ridicule myself about my ears sticking out, or my face. And my face is clearer now than it has been in almost 10 years. But, or here goes something real, or the fact that I like grow hair in places where women should not. So, like, bro, like, this whole, just like a full-on beard, like, all of this section right here grows hair. Like all in here, my hair is super thick. Like it's thick hair. Here is like you can see it, but it's thinner. But here is super thick. Not something I even like to talk about. But that's not something that, you know, I get my tweezers and I pull the shit out. I don't want to see it. I don't like it. You know, not to say, you know, just because it's something that you don't like about yourself, like you need to learn to love it. I don't like the shit. I don't think it looks good. So I plucked the hair out. But I don't fucking hate myself because I grow hair like a dude on my face. You know, like I don't sit in the mirror and be like, you know, like, oh, if I could just be beautiful, like, you know, such and such, or, you know, like that's not gonna help. So I pluck the hair out and I move on. But there's, you know, that's something I don't like about myself. And the fact that, you know, when I sit down now, like my stomach rolls over, that makes me uncomfortable. So I'm fixing it. You know, like I don't like it, and I'm fixing it. And I feel like I feel like that shows to me that I love me, because the things that are making me uncomfortable, or the things that make me feel self-conscious, I'm working on. And then, I mean, there's just, you know, there's just some things that I can't change, like the fact that my back is wide. Like that's something I don't necessarily love about myself. So that's when I have to change my self-talk, you know, instead of changing it, because there's something I cannot change about myself. I can't change my body frame, you know. So like I said, then I have to change the way that I think about it. So when I look in the mirror and I don't like what I see, and those things that I can change, then it's kind of like, but I guess is the way I can change my self-talk in that sense. It's like, you know, but you have a great smile, or but you have, you know, this or this or this going on for you. And I guess just so I don't dwell in that place and focusing on that, you know, the things that I don't have, that I can't change. And I don't think it ever goes away, you know. Like, it's not something I don't know that I'll ever say like, oh, I've just fully accepted this as a part of me. I think I would be kind of delusional, or just not honest with myself, if I were to say something like that. So I don't even go there to say that I do that, or to even try to do that. Just try to dismiss it to myself, because I know that when I look in a mirror, even if I try to push the thought away, it's still there. So I try to like fight the thought instead of just trying to ignore it. And then also, like, being self-conscious in that way kind of helps me too, because I am self-conscious. There's certain, like, when I was looking, there's this winter soiree that Ken and I are going to next month, and I was picking out a dress for it online because I don't like shopping, so I was shopping like this. I was picking out a dress for it, and I was looking at the back of some of the dresses, and I know, like, the backs that are like that, I don't know what that's called. I don't like shopping, so I don't really know the names of styles, but the back of the dress goes like that. That does not, that kind of it kind of like brings out that part of your body, and I look like a dude when I wear dresses like that, and I don't like looking like that, so I don't buy dresses like that, you know. So it's kind of like being self-aware in that sense, because, like, you know, oh, you can wear anything you want or whatever, and I put that stuff on, and I don't like how I look, you know, then I feel like I'm damaging my own self, you know. Like, I don't know. Because then at that point, I'm going to be hoping that somebody compliments me in order to, like, loosen the feeling that I feel in my chest. Because I mean, if I feel like I look not good, then when I walk out the house, I'm gonna be thinking that about people. Like, if I know, if to myself I'm feeling like, yeah, if I'm feeling like that, then I'm gonna be putting that thought into other people's heads. Like, oh, they probably thinking like, oh, you know, look at her back or something like that. You know, like, I'm gonna be thinking that other people are thinking that. No, I know when people aren't paying attention to my back at all, but I'm gonna be thinking other people are thinking that, and I won't feel relief until somebody else says something about, you know, oh, that dress looks nice on you or something. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I put myself through that. I'm gonna make sure I put myself in a dress that I like before I leave the house, that I feel comfortable in before I leave the house, to kind of not, you know, just not even start the whole situation. I'm rambling. It's good. In my opinion, I can't tell other people how to be with their emotions or what works for them in their emotions. My family's kind of like a tough love family, you know, like, yeah, like we're pretty tough people, and you kind of learn to deal with harsh things, you know. And so I know that has a lot to do with my perspective on this. But I do think that a sign of loving yourself is being honest with yourself about things that are not healthy that are going on with you and that you don't like about you. I do think that's a sign of self-care, and acknowledging it is the first part, and not dwelling on it is the second part. So acknowledging it and just not dwelling on the fact that you don't like it, but okay, what can I do about it, you know? And if it's something like, you know, you have some kind of ailment or something that you can't do about it, okay, then it's like, well, what else can I do to compensate, I guess to say, you know, like I was saying about my back, like, I got a wide back, can't do nothing about it, so how can I compensate for that? I was like, oh, so I watch what I wear and stuff like that, so it doesn't exaggerate it to me. So if it's something you can't do, if you're in a wheelchair and ain't nothing you can do about that, then okay, then find something that makes you feel capable, in the ways that you feel like you're not capable. And do that, you know, kind of have something to combat that thought, because I mean, it's not good. It's not good to live in self-shame. That's not a good place to live. But it is not good to live in self-denial either. It is not good to disillusion yourself that everything is okay the way it is. You should just love what you got, because that's what you got. If it's something that you can change, that'll make you healthier, that increase the longer you live, then I think that's definitely showing more self-love than just accepting stuff that you can change. I definitely think that's showing more self-love, to take care of yourself in that way. So whatever, that's my whole point, and yeah, that's it. Oh, no one-liner.